Christmas morning arrived wrapped in pale winter sunlight, the kind that should have felt hopeful, yet for Armin Kate it only made the emptiness louder. The billionaire sat alone in the back seat of his black luxury car, staring out at the city he owned pieces of but no longer felt part of. His penthouse was filled with expensive decorations, untouched gifts, and silence so thick it pressed against his chest. He had everything money could buy, yet on this Christmas day, he felt utterly lost, forgotten, and unnecessary. What he would witness a few hours later would quietly shatter everything he believed about success, strength, and what truly makes a family whole. If you believe in kindness, second chances, and the power of humanity to heal even the coldest hearts, take a moment right now to like this video, comment, share it with someone who needs hope today, and subscribe to the channel Single Dad Diaries. Your support helps keep stories like this alive. Armin had built his empire from ambition and discipline, but somewhere along the way, love had slipped through his fingers. His wife had passed years earlier, and his son had grown up in boarding schools and private tutors, eventually choosing distance over connection. That Christmas morning, Armin asked his driver to stop near a modest neighborhood, drawn by something unfamiliar: normal life. Children walked with paper bags of pastries, parents laughed softly on cracked sidewalks, and sunlight bounced off small apartment windows. It looked imperfect, yet full. Against reason, Armin stepped out of the car, the cold air brushing his face as if waking him from a long sleep. A few blocks away, he noticed a woman named Safia Halim walking hand in hand with her young daughter. Safia wore a faded coat, its sleeves slightly frayed, but she walked with quiet dignity. Her daughter, Noor, no more than 7, clutched a small cardboard box tied with a red ribbon. Inside were homemade cookies, uneven and slightly burnt at the edges. Safia had been laid off from her cleaning job weeks earlier, and Christmas had arrived with overdue rent and an empty refrigerator. Still, she smiled down at her daughter, reminding her that today was about gratitude, not gifts. Armin watched from a distance as Safia stopped in front of an elderly man struggling to carry groceries. Without hesitation, she set down her box, helped him, and pressed a few of the cookies into his hands. The man's eyes filled with tears. Armin felt something twist inside him. He had donated millions to charities without blinking, yet this small act felt heavier than any check he had ever written. As the morning grew warmer, Safia and Noor continued down the street, stopping at a bus shelter where a homeless family sat huddled together. Safia opened the box again, now nearly empty, and shared the last cookies. Noor hesitated for a moment, then removed her own knitted scarf and placed it gently around another child's neck. Safia said nothing, only kissed her daughter's forehead. Armin felt his throat tighten. He realized this woman was giving away the little she had, not because she was strong, but because she refused to let hardship turn her bitter. Armin followed them to a small community center where a modest Christmas lunch was being prepared. Volunteers moved quickly, stretching limited supplies. Safia joined them without being asked, rolling up her sleeves, laughing softly as she worked. Noor helped set tables, humming to herself. The room filled with warmth, not from heaters, but from shared purpose. Armin stood frozen at the doorway, a man who had hosted galas with chandeliers and orchestras, yet had never felt so welcomed by a room he didn't belong to. Memories surfaced that Armin had buried for years. His late wife baking with their son in a tiny apartment long before wealth found them. The laughter, the mess, the feeling of being needed. Somewhere between deals and deadlines, he had traded presence for power. Watching Safia and Noor, he understood what he had lost wasn't taken from him. He had simply stopped choosing it. Near the end of the lunch, Safia noticed Armin standing alone. She offered him a seat and a plate, unaware of who he was. Armin accepted quietly, overwhelmed by the simplicity of the gesture. The food was plain, yet it tasted richer than any meal he had eaten in years. As sunlight streamed through the windows, he felt something soften inside him, a crack where warmth began to enter. That afternoon, Armin returned to his car, but he was no longer the same man who had stepped out. He instructed his driver to cancel the rest of the day. Instead, he made quiet phone calls, not to executives, but to his estranged son. He didn't ask for forgiveness or explanations. He simply said he missed him. Then he arranged anonymous support for the community center, not as a savior, but as a silent partner, ensuring dignity remained intact. Before leaving the neighborhood, Armin watched Safia and Noor walk home, their shadows long in the afternoon sun. He understood now that wealth without compassion was poverty in disguise. That Christmas, he didn't return to his penthouse. He spent the evening walking through the city, observing, feeling, reconnecting with a world he had ignored. If this story has touched your heart even a little, please take a moment to like this video, share it, and let us know you were here. Your engagement helps stories of hope reach those who need them most. Before this story ends, we have one special request. Please comment below and tell us what kindness means to you, or share a moment when a small act changed your life. As the sun set on Christmas Day, Armin stood beneath a glowing sky, no longer alone. He had not gained a family, riches, or applause, but something far more valuable: clarity. Somewhere across the city, a poor mother and her child slept peacefully, unaware that their quiet goodness had rescued a lost man's soul. And for the first time in many years, Armin looked forward to tomorrow, not because of what he owned, but because of who he was becoming.